Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I am Starco Gaming and we are back with another Dragon Champion video, guys. It's finally time for us to take a look at the new Goblin characters release with the 1-year anniversary event, Thanessa. Thanessa is a healer but a damage dealer at the same time. She's actually an amazing combination of both, and we're going to be taking a look at all of that today in this video. This video will include gameplay from Arena, gameplay from Tier 8 rate, and also we're going to be taking a look at her rune, skills, and artifact, and try to guide you guys on how to build her properly. But before we get into all that, guys, if you are new players or if you are level 15 or below, make sure to use the promo code STARCO to get some freebies. To do so is very simple, guys. You go in the settings, you use promo code, and you enter the word STARCO. Then you press OK. By the way, it's STARKO. You press OK and you will receive $10 worth of free stuff, which include 500 drag coins and 250,000 gold, giving you a huge boost early on in the game to kick in some progression really early. So promo code STARCO. And also, guys, if you enjoy the content, make sure to drop a like on this video. This is the best way to tell YouTube that this video is awesome and she'll be promoted to more people, really helping the channel, obviously. So here we go. The team we're going to be testing Thanessa in is pretty simple. We have General Murdoch lead, and you're going to understand why. Earlier we're going to have Dr. Frank, yes, another healer, and you will understand again later when we talk about the Thanessa skills. Then we're gonna have Amara because she has a synergy with Thanessa, which is actually very meta synergy here, by the way, guys. And at home, just because we want to have a tank out there. You know, when we test her in Arena, we could definitely go with Major Shot, but then Major Shot will get killed like in no time, and that will ruin the experience of the arena. So I think this team is actually going to be a very solid team. Might actually be a new meta team for arena, guys. That's yet to be tested on the live server, but I do believe so it will be. Okay, so let's jump with the Thanessa here. We're gonna take a look at her skill. We're gonna start with the passive skills. As always, guys, Goblinology, increase magic damage by 10% for each living goblin in the party, and if Amara is on the battlefield, she receives the same buff. So that transform Amara in such a strong character. It is ridiculous, and definitely this ability is going to be one of the most important to get to level 6. This is a huge buff for both Amara and Thanessa. Next, we are going to go with the third skill, Assistant. Deal 300% of magic damage to an enemy and call 3 random allies to assist, plus the General Murdoch leadership, plus if the target has shock. That is so many assists you're gonna get with this skill. This is a ridiculous, making this skill a very important skill to get to level 6 too. Then you have the second skill. Second skills is gonna be the healing ability. We're not really gonna use that, to be honest with her. Might use it sometimes, but it's only a single target heal. Not that great. Great heal though. It's definitely gonna give 100% healing to the target and apply debuff immunity if you have it up here, but I think 700% of Thanessa magic damage is good enough too. So personally, I think this skill is perfectly fine at level 5. And then you have the first skill, Poison Vial. Deal 200% of magic damage to an enemy and poison the target for 2 turns. And if you reduce that there, you lose 40% damage, which is a lot of damage loss if you mix that with the passive, and you lose poison for 1 turn. So I think it is very important to get this ability to level 6, because it's another part of the synergy that go with Amara. Just look at the Amara skill set and you will understand, guys. And Monday I will probably be going to be doing a review of Amara, because they go together so well that we need to understand how to play and build Amara too, obviously. So now, which skills should we get to level 6 first? My personal how do I like it the best? My preferences are this skill number 1, the passive ability. First skill is to get to level 6. This skill's second skill is to get to level 6 because of the assist. Obviously 3 assists is crazy. And this skill is the third skill to get to level 6. And then lastly, if you still have scrolls you want to use on her, well, the healing ability can be put to level 6, but this one, level 5, is totally fine in my opinion. Now, if we take a look at the runes, guys, runes is going to be very important. Is obviously we're gonna have the potency because we want to apply that poison as much as possible. Very, very important part of her. And then speed, because we want her to go as often as possible and to get that third skill going as often as possible, obviously. So the target is to have 200 speed and between 90 and 100% of potency. If you can reach that, that's going to be the target. Now, if we talk about primary, the first primary, northeast primary, is going to be speed. The south primary is going to be damage. We want to get as much damage as possible, and the northwest primary is going to be potency, obviously, to get as much potency as possible. And then secondary stats, the two most important stats are actually equal together, is speed and potency. And then the third stats you could actually put in that priority list will be damage, but it's really just about those two stats, speed and potency. Those are the only two stats that matters on Earth. So you can see here speed, potency. We have speed, missing potency here, but we're fine potency. You're gonna see in a minute. Here we have speed. We have speed and potency. We have speed and potency again, and here we have speed and potency. So a lot of speed and a lot of potency. And you can see here, guys, 216 speed. We have 100.3% potency. So we are right on the line of where you want to be with the potency of 100%, which is amazing. Now, if we take a look at the artifact, I'm sure you guessed that the artifact is going to be potency. We don't care about critical chance. We don't care about critical damage on there, because there's no real critical damage or critical chance buff on the goblin team. It's all about the potency for her to you know, to apply that poison as often as possible. And just a sneak peek why this poison is so important to be applied. Let me see if, yeah, that's the skill. Entropy from Amara passive ability. Amara and Thanessa gain 5% of their turn meter for each stack of burning or poison on the enemies at the end of their turn, but not more than 75% of the turn meter. So basically they can earn every single turn 75% turn meter, depending on the amount of poison and burning you have on the opponent. So this poison from Thanessa is very, very, very important. So that covers pretty much Thanessa. Now the priority to use her skill. If you have somebody about to die, you heal. If nobody's about to die, third skill cooldown, and then the first skill as a filler, and that is pretty much it. She is very, very simple to play. So the first thing we're gonna do here, guys, is we're gonna be jumping in arena, because we promise you guys arena gameplay, and we're gonna test her against a couple team in arena. This team was actually very easy to beat. It's supposed to be a very good team now with Amara and Thanessa, but that was a total joke to beat, so I'm not gonna go back there. And the test we're gonna be doing here is on autoplay. So this elf team is supposed to be the new meta, so let's put that there. Let's press the auto button and let's see how often they get to attack me compared to how often I'm gonna be attacking them. That's pretty much what we're going to be looking at. I'm expecting this to go very, very well. The only team I'm actually really worried about is the Garrett team because of the blind. That is the only thing. So set down on autoplay. You're gonna see that is gonna go. That should be going pretty fast, hopefully. We did not get the town yet. Okay, now we get the town, but the town should be removed pretty fast. So it all depends on how much shock we get, I guess. So actually, I was expecting better than that. Okay, so we are still on the process to getting a good run here. But definitely not doing bad here. This is literally the meta team out there. This is the meta team out there right now, and we are pretty much kicking their ass. A lot of attacks here, a lot of damage, and we're gonna take a look at who does the most damage at the end too. Obviously, the difference in power is is big, but we all know that difference power does not matter that much if you have the meta teams. So you can see that this elf meta team is actually quite easy to beat, and you can see here Amara is the star of this run here. Definitely kick everybody else ass. Even from the elf team, she beat everybody in damage, and that is because of the synergy with Thanessa. So Amara become a total monster with this setup. Now I'm actually intrigued to see if we're gonna be able to do the same against the Garrett team on autoplay. So let's press that button. Go on, test server. You can spend as many drachmas as we want. Let's set that up. Let's press the autoplay button and let's test this out and see how it goes. Then after that, guys, we're gonna be jumping in raid. Yeah, in raid. Tier 8 raid, we're going to be testing phase 2 and phase 4. At least that's what I think I'm going to be testing. Now this is going to be very interesting because I believe we're going to be getting the massive blind, and that might actually be the end of us when that happens. Plus there's a big buff immunity, so this might be the team to actually counter this goblin team. But we attack so often, man. This is almost ridiculous. And as long as we keep the town, oh, we lost the town, so that might actually cost us here. But the blind is mostly removed from most people, so that is pretty great. And we might actually, oh, we just lost Amara, so that's gonna be our death here. I don't think we're gonna be able to get through this, but we never know. We actually never know how this will actually turn, but I don't see this going too crazy here. Although the healing is pretty ridiculous. This is pretty ridiculous fight still. Honestly, if you play that manual, if you can kill Garrett first, you actually get the win pretty easy here. So yeah, we're gonna lose. So it looks like this team might actually be the perfect team to counter this new goblin team. But the buff team was getting murdered by this goblin team. The elf team was getting murdered against this goblin team. So a little bit of testing that actually give us a little bit better idea of what's going on. And you can see here that was still a close fight. It's only 2 versus 2 here, and that was on autoplay. On manual play, I can actually target, you know, the proper characters to be targeted, and I can actually kill it. So on manual play, I could definitely beat this team, but today the objective is to test that on autoplay to see how it goes. And now we are about to die. Still, that was a very long fight and only 2 characters left at the end, so that kind of showed the power of this new team together. And they finally bring back the goblin even higher than they ever was, which is actually pretty damn amazing. So next we're gonna be jumping in the raid, guys, guild raids, tier 8 raids. We're gonna try well, we have a mix of energy attack and physical attack, which makes it kind of weird, but I think we might actually be able to get some good potential against Solius too. So we might actually try all phases. I feel like we should try all phases, so let's do this, guy. It might actually be a longer video than I expected, but this is definitely going to be set on autoplay to all phases, but we're going to be doing targeting on the autoplay here in the raids, because you don't get a good reference if you don't do the autoplay targeting. By targeting, I mean, guys, if you don't know that, when you play autoplay, you can actually select a characters, and if the characters is available to be attacked, well, your team will attack it. So like here, I select Solius, and then boom, it is started. Now I don't expect anything that great here, because we have a lot of physical damage in this team, so I don't think that's going to be working that great, but we're gonna see. You know, we could be surprised, obviously. We never know. But you can't see them, man. They attack so much. It's ridiculous. Now, imagine against phase 4 here. That will be ridiculous. Now we got a full blind. It's mostly out. They attack so much, man. This is so freaking ridiculous. I'm just amazed by how well this team actually works together. All they are actually missing is buff removal. I think if you give them buff removal, that would be actually pretty crazy what they could do together. Okay, we're about to be able, yeah, we are back to Solius, but we spent so much time because we, you know, General Murdoch is physical damage. We have Atom, that's physical damage. We spend so much time wasted on the tanks that we don't really get to see the full potential of beating the crap out of soldiers pretty much. But still, it doesn't seem that bad. Sadly, we cannot keep that slow up the whole time, so that was not optimal. But still, I think that this team could definitely do something great here. But definitely not their best place. Actually, it's physical attack that do damage here. That's why. It's because we only have this guy, General Murdoch, that's doing damage here. So, okay, so we're gonna stop that here. We're not gonna keep pushing it. My bad, guys. At the start, I talked about in the magic damage. I'm mixed up between both sometime. So next, we're gonna go against Ardok, and we're gonna see a huge difference here. We're gonna be able to just target. We're gonna switch team again. We're gonna be able to just target Ardok here and then just beat the crap out of him and see how much damage we can do. So still, with only one physical attacker in the other team in against Solius, we're still doing over 5% damage to Solius, which was actually kind of crazy, to be honest. It is kind of crazy. So here we go. We target Ardok and we're gonna see how it goes. Now we're gonna wait till the actual slow get applied, if it gets applied, and that's where we're gonna really start seeing a difference here, in my opinion. But you can see already 3%. If it goes right, if we can apply the slow, I could see this team actually do 20% damage, but we did not apply the slow on the first time that General Murdoch applied his third skill. But still, we are doing amazingly good here. This is actually pretty ridiculous. Nobody is in danger. So much poison going on. This is pretty amazing. The bar is, his speed bar is barely moving between each attack. This is crazy. This is a very strong team for that. Might actually be a close to a meta team for that, maybe the second best team to actually fight Ardok, I guess. So this is definitely very, very, very solid. They're not even through the purple shield, and we already 11%, so that is ridiculous. Oh, they finally got through the purple shield. It's freaking ridiculous. And there's quite a good amount of AoE going out too, so you don't even have to worry about the side piece. You just damage them along the way. It's crazy. We're up to 15%. Yeah, I'm loving this. I am definitely loving this team for that. Definitely one of the best team for this. We're gonna reach a 20% without too much problems. Now, if only we could get that town back, that'll be very useful. See, that's the only time I actually took damage. It's when the town was not on my boy here, my Atom, and apparently it's not coming back. Oh, that hurt. But still, we're gonna reach that. We're gonna be very close to that 20%, even losing our best. I'm actually gonna let it go till the end because I want to see how much damage actually Amara did on this fight. So 18%, we got unlucky with the taunt. We could probably push over 20% if it's actually went better. Then we're gonna restart this raid, then we're gonna go against phase 2. So 800,000, this is pretty damn solid. If we look at the damage here, 432,000 from Amara, 346,000 for Thanessa, which is actually a goddamn healer, and everybody else is a lot slower, a lot lower. Well, those two, their physical damage, so that is expected, but that shows the power of those three characters together there. This is definitely amazing, guys. An amazing team for this raid, and well, because of Thanessa. Without Thanessa, this will be a shit team, by the way, guys. Now let's restart this raid and let's test phase 2. Sadly, I cannot just jump to phase 4 because the test server won't let me, so we won't be able to test on phase 4, but I do think this team will be amazing for, I think that will be the meta team for phase 4, actually. I think that's the new meta team for phase 4. If I could try out, I will, but anybody trying this out, guys, please let me know in the comment section, because I do believe this is the new meta team for phase 4. I am pretty confident in that. But anyway, let's jump in phase 2. Phase 2 is going to be a little bit more interesting because every time you attack Mega Will, it gains turn meter. So that is going to be very, very interesting how much damage we can pull. Here, I don't expect this team to actually be any good here, to be totally honest. But I guess we're going to see. Okay, it's only the first attack that counts? No, more than that. I'm trying to figure out. Now, every single attack counts. So yes, this team is terrible against that. We're still going to be doing decent damage. She'll be able to do close to 10%. But this team is pretty terrible here. It is pretty terrible, just because this team has great survivability, because of 2 healer, 1 that restore a lot of shield. But other than that, it restore too much turn meter on this guy. Way too much to be viable here. Still pretty solid. 10%, solid 10% here. I'm pretty happy about that. It's actually more than I expected from this here. A lot more. And you can see that heal, man. That heal is crazy. Just get that guy back up like nothing, and we're still going. This is a lot for a team that's getting attacked so often by this guy. This is definitely a lot, and we're going to be checking the damage obviously again at the end. So we're going to be almost at 15% here at the end. This is pretty solid. This is definitely pretty solid. We're going to be at 13%. Almost 14%. So yeah, I'm loving this. So 14% actually, about 13.88%. So this is definitely pretty solid. If we look at the damage done, you can see even until she died really early, she was the first one to die. She did pretty decent damage. They all did pretty decent damage. You can see the damage from this team. This is just amazing. So the synergy between the Mara and Thanessa is amazing. So Thanessa is making this Goblin team so much stronger. Actually, that makes me like this team better than the Pigwall and Goram team. Personally, obviously, if you put a Pigwall and Goram instead of those two, you can actually get a better run against phase 1. But for phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4, this is the new Goblin team. And for phase 4, this is, mark my words guys, this is going to be the meta team. Now that we talked about that, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and this is pretty much all we had to talk about. So hopefully this video was helpful for you guys in deciding if you want to build this Thanessa or not. My recommendation is build the crap out of her, but you cannot count her as just a healer. You have to count her as a damage dealer in your team, and that you still need Dr. Frank in your team to create a crazy synergy between all of those. So hopefully this video was helpful, guys. If you have any question, feedback, make sure to use the comment section down below. As always, don't forget that we release a video almost every single day, Monday through Saturday, and we stream every single night, 7 p.m. Pacific time. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and check the bell so you get notified when it is time for our video or live stream. So guys, thank you for watching. You all keep enjoying the world of Dragon Champion, and I will see you guys again in the next video. Thank you.